All right. Welcome in, everybody, to another deep dive with us.
Yeah, always fun.
We're going to be digging into some more financial stuff this time, but not the usual way.
Right, not crunching numbers today.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We're looking at a specific company. This is May & Co. Accountants. They're a UK firm, and we're just on their services page on their website.
And what's interesting right off the bat is they're really leaning into this whole small business market.
Yeah.
You see, like, startups, contractors, they even call out specific professions like dentists, landlords.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very specific.
Very niche.
They really run the gamut, right? From like basic tax returns all the way to like helping set your company up.
Yeah.
And they even mention these like all-inclusive plans with the fixed monthly fees.
That's huge, especially these days.
Oh, yeah.
So many businesses I talk to, they want that predictability,
Of course.
especially in this economy, knowing what your accounting costs are going to be every month.
Right.
That's peace of mind.
Absolutely. No surprises.
Yeah, exactly.
Makes you wonder, are they trying to be more than just like the traditional accounting firm?
Right. Almost like an extension of your business.
Yeah, like a built-in financial partner. That's interesting.
Definitely.
Okay, well, let's get into some of the specifics on this website because some things jumped out at me. Like right away, they say unlimited face-to-face meetings.
Bold claim.
What does that even mean?
Well, on the surface, it shows they want to be accessible.
Okay.
That's huge in accounting, right?
Yeah.
Clear communication.
Sure.
But the devil's in the details. Got to see how unlimited actually works in practice.
We're always fine print, right?
Always.
And it's interesting, too, because they mention helping new businesses actually open their business bank accounts.
Yeah, that's beyond just, number crunching.
Right.
That's like hand-holding, being a guide, especially in those early stages when it's so overwhelming.
Yeah, for sure. You need all the help you can get starting up.
Exactly.
But, what's really got me intrigued is these niche services they offer.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like they have whole sections for dentists, web designers, landlords, even more.
It's a fascinating approach, right? Shows a certain level of specialization.
Yeah.
Like they understand the unique challenges of those fields.
Right.
A web designer's finances are very different from a landlord's.
Totally.
So are they spreading themselves too thin? Or is this laser focus the key? That's the question.
That's what we need to unpack, right? And I think a good place to start is this all-inclusive model they keep mentioning.
Right. They really hammer that home.
They do. It's like all-inclusive, unlimited service.
Catchy, but is it too good to be true?
Right. What are the pros and cons there for the business owner?
Well, the fixed monthly fee, that's a big pro.
Right. Predictable.
Exactly. No surprises at the end of the quarter.
Makes budgeting easier.
Exactly.
But are you paying for stuff you don't even need?
That's the trade-off. And without seeing the details of this unlimited package,
Yeah, we don't know.
we don't know. And it highlights the importance of looking beyond the marketing.
Always read the fine print, right?
Always.
Before we get too deep into the weeds, though, I want to go back to those niche services for a sec.
Okay.
We talked about web designers, landlords, but they also mention CIS tax refunds, which I had to look up.
Oh, yeah, that's a UK thing.
Yeah, it's for contractors in the construction industry.
Right. The construction industry scheme.
Yeah, and apparently it's notoriously complex.
It can be a nightmare. Yeah.
Contractors can end up overpaying taxes, having cash flow issues because of how the deductions work.
It's a whole thing.
It is, but the fact that Man & Co. specifically calls it out as a service,
Shows they know their stuff.
yeah, like they understand that specific pain point.
Exactly. They're speaking the language of those contractors.
Right. It's like they're saying, hey, we get you. We can handle this for you.
Yeah.
And speaking of niche, get this, they have a whole thing about accountants for travel agents.
Travel agents.
No.
It seems random, but when you think about how much that industry has changed,
It makes sense.
right? Online bookings, Airbnb, totally different landscape.
So they'd need help with those unique challenges.
Commissions, VAT on international packages, it's complex.
So May & Co. saying, we get it, we can help.
It all comes back to that question, though.
Yeah, are they spreading themselves too thin with all these niches? Or is it their strength?
We need to dig deeper, look at their offerings, and see how it all works in practice.
That's a conversation for another dive. So we've seen Man & Co. likes their niches, but they don't stop at travel agents and construction. Oh, no.
Right? There's more.
They also mention services specifically for web designers, which, when you think about
It's
it,
a whole other ballgame financially.
right, juggling multiple projects, income streams.
International clients, dealing with exchange rates, online payments, it adds up.
It's a lot, and it seems like Monco gets that, Like they're saying, hey, web designers, we see your financial chaos.
We can help you make sense of it all.
Exactly. And they even have this offer, new clients, £300 to do your tax return.
But wow, that's pretty specific.
There are caveats, of course. Got to be a sole trader, turnover below a certain amount.
Sure, always caveats.
But still, it's smart, speaks to that desire for simplicity.
Transparency too, knowing what you'll pay up front.
Exactly. And speaking of niches, this one threw me for a loop. Accountants for dentists.
Dentists. Okay, now that's niche.
Right. But then, thinking about it,
Running a dental practice is its own beast, financially.
it really is. You've got the mix of private and NHS work, the equipment cost, all the regulations.
Makes sense they need specialized help.
Exactly. And it shows that Monco isn't just picking niches randomly.
There's a strategy here.
Right. They're targeting professions where their expertise is most valuable.
Exactly, like knowing the ins and outs of those specific fields.
Okay. And speaking of knowing the ins and outs, we got to talk about IR35.
Ah, yes. IR35, the bane of many contractors' existence.
It's so complicated. Basically, it's about whether you're really self-employed or should be classed as an employee for tax purposes.
And getting it wrong can be costly.
Big time. So having an accountant who understands IR35 is crucial for contractors.
Absolutely, and Onco seems to get that. They even have a section for IT contractors.
Another group heavily affected by IR35, so again, they're speaking directly to their target audience.
Showing they understand the challenges, offering solutions.
Exactly. It's not just about industries, though. They get into specific needs, too, like allowable expenses for landlords.
Oh yeah, that's huge, knowing what you can and can't deduct.
Right. Manco emphasizes that, making sure landlords are minimizing their tax liability.
Things like letting agent fees, property maintenance, even phone calls stationary related to the rental.
All those little things add up.
They do. It's about maximizing your financial position, just like they keep saying.
Exactly, and goes back to that idea of Manco as more than just number crunchers.
They want to empower their clients, give them the knowledge to make informed decisions.
Okay, but let's shift gears a bit. Talk about something that usually stresses small businesses out. Tax season.
Everyone's favorite time of year.
Right. But Manco, they're all about taking the stress away. They emphasize their all-inclusive service for tax returns.
Makes sense. Not everyone wants to wrangle with tax forms.
And it's not just about filing, it's about making sure you're getting all the deductions and credits you're eligible for.
Maximizing your position again.
Exactly, because let's be real, not every small business owner has the time or expertise to navigate the tax code.
Having someone who does, who can make sure you're not overpaying, that's invaluable.
Absolutely. And speaking of valuable services, they also highlight their payroll expertise.
Ah, yes, payroll. Another administrative headache for business owners.
Especially as you grow, hire more people.
It's not just about cutting checks, it's PYE, national insurance, pension contributions, keeping up with all the changes.
So easy to mess up, and that leads to penalties, unhappy employees.
Not to mention the time it takes to stay on top of everything.
Exactly. So outsourcing it makes sense for a lot of businesses.
It plays into that whole peace of mind thing Manco's going for.
All right, let us handle the finances so you can focus on what you do best.
Exactly. And on that note, I think it's worth digging deeper into this idea of Manco as more than just accountants.
Right, they're positioning themselves as partners invested in their client's success, but what does that actually look like?
Well, one thing that jumps out is their emphasis on relationships, open communication.
They mention unlimited meetings, being there every step of the way.
Like an extension of your team, not just some external service.
Right, it's about building trust, understanding, which can be rare in the finance world. It's that sense of partnership and trust that really seems to set Manco apart.
Yeah, they're not just saying, give us your receipts and we'll file your taxes.
Right, they're aiming to be proactive strategic advisors who help their clients make smart financial decisions.
Exactly, and that's reflected in their approach to things like tax planning.
Okay.
They're not just looking at the current year, they're thinking long-term, helping their clients plan for the future, minimize their tax liabilities over time, and achieve their financial goals.
It's like having a dedicated financial coach in your corner, guiding you through the complexities of running a business.
It really is.
And speaking of complexities, they also highlight their expertise in company formations.
That's another area where having expert guidance can be invaluable.
Right.
Setting up a company involves navigating a maze of legal and administrative requirements, choosing the right structure for your business, registering with Companies House, and more.
It can feel overwhelming, especially for first-time entrepreneurs.
Absolutely.
So having an accountant who can walk you through the process, answer your questions, and ensure everything is done correctly can be a huge relief.
Absolutely. And it underscores Manco's commitment to supporting small businesses at every stage of their journey, from those initial formation steps to the ongoing challenges of growth and expansion.
It's all starting to connect now.
Okay, tell me more.
It's not just about offering a laundry list of services. It's about understanding the interconnectedness of those services and how they contribute to the overall financial well-being of their clients.
Precisely. And that holistic approach, that commitment to being a true financial partner, is what emerges as the defining characteristic of Manco's service model.
So what does this all mean for you, the listener?
Yeah, what's the takeaway?
Well, if you're a small business owner, particularly in one of the niches they specialize in, Mindco might be worth a closer look.
Makes sense.
But beyond that, this deep dive has highlighted some key things to consider when choosing any financial service provider.
Absolutely. It's about looking beyond the surface, beyond the marketing language and service lists, and really understanding the firm's philosophy, their approach to client relationships, and whether their expertise aligns with your specific needs and goals.
It's about finding an accountant who speaks your language, understands your challenges, and is as invested in your success as you are. Someone who can be a true partner in navigating the often complex world of business finance.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
It's about finding that perfect financial fit for your unique business journey.
Yes.
And on that note, we'll wrap up this deep dive. We hope you found it insightful and maybe even a little bit inspiring. Until next time, happy navigating.